So a very common question that I get is, how do you know when a track is finished, when it's done? Now, I'm a big advocate of just trying to get stuff done quickly, if you can, to blast it out. But the danger there is the fact that maybe there's something missing because you're really working towards this particular deadline and getting something sorted. So what I find is that a really solid burst of energy trying to get something complete is great. But what I'm going to recommend is that you've got to take the track somewhere else. Now, a tried and tested way of doing this is going and playing it in the car. Lots of people do that. Also, I would suggest getting it played on the phone. Now, remember that lots of people are listening to tracks for the first time on their phone. So things like bass lines and so on, sometimes are very much, the kind of things that won't cut through. So you may want to do that. So, we're talking here about different things. We're talking about, kind of mixing and composition. And really, it's, if you're doing everything yourself, you're juggling, you're having to take the responsibility for all of these elements. So yes, it's the composition. Yes, it's the mix down. Yes, it's the master often. So having a platform that you can use, that you can actually save something to the cloud and make it accessible everywhere is really important. There are lots of different options. I don't have any kind of endorsement deal here at all. But you can get a music player in Dropbox. You can do stuff in OneDrive. If you've got Microsoft Office 365 subscription, you've got the OneDrive. You can put audio in there. You can play it from the phone. There are so many of these services. SoundCloud, I do think, is great for this use case. So I very often make SoundCloud my kind of home for testing tracks out, and what I can do there is I can share them privately with anybody as a visual waveform. I just find it very convenient, very easy. So currently at the moment in the background here there is a track. I'm very close to completing it for the Certified Human Music as the next release. I've decided I'm just going to do one track on the next release. Before I did 2, then I did 3, now I'm going to do 1. So I just want to make sure that this is absolutely correct. So I've played it on a variety of different systems, and I definitely thought I had completed it last night. But today, all of a sudden, the missing kind of link jumped out. And that's what I find personally is where you've got repetition. So loop these things, just get them playing over and over again. Take them somewhere else, somewhere different, because it's the fact that they're somewhere different that brings a new dimension. And I find often it creates the missing link in a way. You could be 90% down the road with the track, but that 10% that's missing just all of a sudden kind of surfaces. And sometimes it could be all of a sudden that you realize you got the wrong kick drum or the wrong clap or something, a minor detail that when you change it does make a significant difference. And I feel that only by playing these tracks on a multitude of different systems and different environments, take them away somewhere random, I think can make a massive difference. Play something in the kitchen whilst you're cooking or something. Play it whilst you're doing a chore, something that you have to do in the garden. All these kind of things. It's taking the track away from where you are makes a massive, massive difference in my opinion. So I would do that. And the other thing that I do a lot is I play stuff when I'm half asleep. So when I'm almost going to sleep, I'll put some stuff on the earbuds sometimes, put it on loop. And that's another way for things magically to kind of surface. And of course you could write things down, notes if you need to do so. I find the same. It's that whole kind of half awake, half asleep state I find is really good for kind of surfacing those things that perhaps you haven't found yet that it needs. And so in that respect, as I said, getting these tracks, having a deadline, getting something complete, really focusing on that is important. But whilst that process is going of in a way simmering, building the kind of flavor, it's like a cooking dish or something, a soup or something, it's important that those kind of extra little bits kind of soak in. But this is about, if you want to then get some time to work on another track, that's probably a good time to start a new track, get that energy going again with something brand new. And then when you come back to the other one that's been simmering, what's necessary is revealed. Then the current track, you can repeat that process. So I'm a big advocate of having multiple tracks being worked on and rotating. It keeps that energy going. But with all of those, any of these, it's really important in the final stages to take them away and just experience them in a different environment, because quite often something new will appear. I'm going to be adding, just to let you know on this one, there's an organ, there's a bass line, and there's beats. But there was a little section that all of a sudden felt to me that it was a little bit boring. And I know exactly what I'm going to do. I'm going to put a kind of warm pad on there with a kind of resonant sweep where it's going to be an envelope that's going to shape the opening of the filter frequency. It's going to be a synthesized sound. I think that's going to work perfectly. And I'm glad that I had time to let this thing simmer.